Well, today is one of those 2-for-1s, again, just like last Sunday. Christmas landed on a Sunday. Now, January 1st, this feast of the Mother of God, Mary, lands on a Sunday as well. So it's great for all of us. Today's is the one holy day that changed since I was a kid. So those of you my age might remember this had a different name when we were young. It was the feast of the circumcision of Jesus, not the feast of Mary, the Mother of God. I think the Pope felt bad for moms. At least he should have felt bad for my mom when I'd be saying, "What holy day is this? And what does that mean, the feast of the circumcision? Come on, Mom, give me an answer," to this little 6- and 7-year-old kid who was on his way to church with Mom. So actually, Pope John the 23rd began the process of changing it when I was 6. He changed it to the feast of the Holy Name of Jesus. So, because this is when a Jewish child gets circumcised, they also get named. So this was the naming as well. And then it's Paul VI, who, as the liturgy was being redone in the 60s, changed it dramatically. He changed it to this, what we get now in 1969. He changed it to Mother of God. And perhaps he was looking back at some ancient controversies and thought we needed to celebrate this, which kind of ties in with some of the issues around circumcision anyway. In the early church, this title, Mother of God, of course, you're all familiar with its Greek version, right? Because it's most often referred to in the Greek. I don't hear you. Well, every once in a while, somebody might call it to mind. Theotokos. Very good. See? People do know the Greek version of this. Mother of God. Theo, God. Tokos, mother. So it was a big deal in the early church. People had fights over this stuff because if Jesus is God, then wouldn't Mary be the mother of God? So there was all kinds of different heresies around in those early days where they were fighting about this stuff. The one that got settled at the Council of Ephesus in 450 was the Nestorian controversy, where Nestorius was the patriarch, actually, in Constantinople, and he was suggesting that there was a human nature with Jesus and a divine nature, but they didn't mix together, that was absolutely impossible. And the council in Ephesus said, no, they weren't separate natures. Their natures, the natures of Jesus, were in the one person. So Jesus is one, but fully human and fully divine. And so it was the Council of Ephesus that said if he's fully divine and fully human, then somehow Mary is Theotokos. Mary is the mother of God. Because Jesus was fully God when he was in her womb. God just wasn't hanging outside for a while saying, okay, I'm coming in later. All right, I don't like diapers. I'll come in when he's 7. And come in. No. he was from the beginning fully human, fully divine. So we celebrate that today, this feast of the Mother of God, so that we might hold it up and say, that's who she is for the church. And maybe one of the questions should be, and then who is she for you? For each one of us as followers of Jesus, what is the role that Mary plays in your life, in relationships with you? Who is she for you? I know sometimes when I'm talking to my Protestant friends, they don't get that at all, and why you might even have an image of Mary up in your home or in our churches. Why? She's not Jesus, you know. I know. We're very aware that she's not Jesus. She's not divine. But if you love someone, don't you love their family too? Doesn't that go together? I don't really, I'm not married, so I don't have to do any mother-in-law jokes. But I always would think, if I love this woman, then wouldn't I love everybody she's attached to? Wouldn't I love the people who made her? Wouldn't I love the people who taught her, informed her, to make her who she is? Wouldn't I love all of that? If I love her, I love them. So the same with Jesus. If I love Jesus, then I love his parents, those who cared for him, raised him, taught him, this fully human little guy who is also a God. And if I love her, then wouldn't I want a reminder of that love around? Just like I have reminders of my own family around. So they belong. So I would think at a very minimum, we would say that we can love her because we love Jesus. But perhaps another question that needs to be asked was the one that Elizabeth asked. You might recall a few weeks ago in the readings, when Mary came to her. Because she asked this question: who am I that the mother of my Lord should come to me? Who am I? Who are you? That she comes to you too, as Jesus comes to you. Who are we? And hopefully your answer to that is, I am a brother or a sister of Jesus. That's what Jesus makes me. His siblings. A permanent relationship that cannot be destroyed. And if I'm Jesus' brother, then in some sense, Mary is the mother of God, and the mother of me.